Hello and welcome back to a slightly different video that we've got today. This is something I've been wanting to make for a little bit, trying to understand the situation a little bit more, and the situation being potholes. So if you live in Lincolnshire or anywhere in the country for that matter, potholes at the moment are ridiculous. The state of the roads is probably the worst I've ever seen it in my 21 years of living, and I kind of wanted to find out some answers about why they are so bad, how they get so bad, and, well, explain to people who think they aren't bad why they are. So, first of all, I reached out to Lincolnshire County Council to try and ask some questions about why the roads are so bad and kind of get an understanding from their point of view, because I understand that people get frustrated with them, but also the amount of potholes that they do have a lot of work to get done. So I wanted to get a better understanding of what's going on with the potholes, why it takes so long, how they deal with reports, and what they kind of consider to be a worse pothole over another pothole. Lincolnshire County Council did not get back to me. I'm still waiting for their email back, and it's been about a month and a half, 2 months now. I'll attach an image of the email that I sent them so you guys can see what I asked. But nothing from them, which looks brilliant on them. When I was going to try and slightly defend them, I guess that's gone out the window. I did also reach out to Lincolnshire Police, as I am aware that some people will use potholes as an excuse for accidents that have happened. Lincolnshire Police did get back to me and said that this is not within the freedom of information, so I guess they didn't want to provide anything either. Fair enough, I don't care. So for a hole in the road in Lincolnshire to be counted as a pothole, it has to be 40 millimetres deep or 300 millimetres wide to count as a pothole. Otherwise, it's just a road defect. Now, some of the potholes that I've been seeing around are way deeper than that and way wider than that. So the average wait time for a pothole to be filled in on Lincolnshire's roads from the moment it being reported is about 2 to 3 weeks, which is plenty of time for the potholes themselves to get way worse than when they were first reported. Now, I'm sure we all know why potholes are bad. It damages our cars. We pay road tax. There is an understandable amount of frustration of the road tax that we pay, some more than others. Still, the amount of money that is made from road tax and just tax alone, our roads should be good enough for our cars to drive on. So last year alone in 2025, Lincolnshire County Council averaged about 3,300 reports of potholes per month. That's not per year, that is per month, and that's an average. Some months were higher, some months were lower. That's a ridiculous amount, but I know for a fact it's not just Lincolnshire County Council. They are all as bad as each other. So why are potholes bad? So I'm going to put in a video of someone's wheel that I managed to get a hold of after he hit a pothole. Now, it absolutely destroyed it, as you'll see from this video, which gets me on to why they are bad. So you can suffer from things like a broken tyre. Now, broken tyre, whether it pinches it, pops it, whatever, not the end of the world. You're still out of a bit of money. Now, some of these cars with the thinner sidewalls, you're not standing a chance. If you've got thicker sidewalls, you might stand a better chance against some of these potholes, but they vary so much. Not just that, you could even break your alloy. That's then more expensive and harder to come by if you want the same alloy. You can break suspension components and mounts, which again is just not cheap. Now, you can claim money back through your local council for hitting potholes and it damaging your car. However, these claims can be quite hard to recoup the costs, as you have to have a picture of the pothole that you hit, where it is, what time. You need all the details. They're going to make it as hard as possible to give you their money, which you are rightly owed, because it's not just the cost of these things. It could be quite a precarious spot that you have had a blowout or broken a suspension component, and you are putting your life at risk at that point. Now, there's a pothole not far from me here, where I am in Lincolnshire, recently, that had multiple cars that were hitting it, and You should have seen them all lined up along the side of the road. It was unreal. The only people that are profiting from this is tyre companies. They are loving life right now. So Lincolnshire's actually got one of the largest road networks in the country. It's got 5,500 roughly miles of roadways that needs to be taken care of, which is why you might find that Lincolnshire's roads could be worse than anywhere else in the country. I'm not saying that's a fact because I've travelled a bit of it. Derbyshire will talk about you. Yeah. So the big problems are, why you see more in winter is the weather. The freezing of the roads creates massive problems. Water gets into small cracks in the roads. When the temperatures drop, the water freezes and then expands, increasing these gaps, making them larger. With heavy traffic going over them, stones and everything just chipping away, it then creates a pothole. Another reason for Lincolnshire's bad roads is a lot of farm traffic. There is a lot of farmland around here with a lot of heavy machinery, whether that be tractors or lorries, that are constantly going over the roads, battering them, and they aren't made to last like the Romans were building the roads, or anyone else for that matter. Another big issue in Lincolnshire is the drainage problems. So there is nowhere for water to run. When it rains, whether that be a lot or a little bit, in Lincolnshire, puddles are everywhere. Not just puddles, ponds. The roads cannot get rid of water, they collect it. And standing water actually deteriorates the road quicker than you'd think, which causes more issues, and it does speed up the process of a damaged road. Another thing is limited budgets, which leads to patch repairs on roads, which you will have seen. You can't drive down a smooth road because there is no such thing as a smooth road in Lincolnshire. It's all been patch repaired, which again doesn't help the structural integrity of these roads. It actually helps them become worse roads. With patch repairs, it just means that they won't resurface the whole road. Instead, they will just keep doing patch repairs until it feels like you're driving over 1,000 speed bumps when you've only driven a mile on one road. So what can actually be done about the roads and the potholes? Now, the first thing, the most obvious, is a full resurface of the road with the potholes. Now, some roads, yeah, they've just got the one pothole on them. That's all right. Maybe you can get away with doing a patch repair there, but make it a good patch repair, not a cheap one, not a quick one. If it's these roads that pothole after pothole after pothole, you are driving around, it's like Mario Kart at the moment, trying to avoid all this shit. Resurface it. Just resurface it. Do a proper job. Don't do it on the cheap. It doesn't matter if you've got to close the road for a bit. Just resurface it. If you go to foreign countries like Sweden or Denmark, for example, or even some roads in America, in Italy, all their roads are beautiful. Now, I understand they might not have as cold a weather as we do. Sweden does. What's the excuse? They just build roads properly. There is no real damage to roads like that out there, and England's got no excuse really. Preventative maintenance is also another one. Sealing cracks early, so before winter, spotting these issues before they actually arise would help. It would stop water ingress from getting underneath the road and actually weakening the underside of these roads, which is the foundation for what we're driving on. That's another big thing. With water washing away everything underneath that you can't see, it weakens the roads that you're driving on. Another thing would be better drainage, so more ditches, clearing out ditches, actually having a place for the water to go. Now on the A15, there's a few spots, it's up and down quite a bit, and there has actually been parts where people themselves, not the council, have got out of their cars to dig a little trench off the side of the road because there's just water in one of these dips. And if you hit water after coming over a dip at 60 miles an hour, you can spin out. It's not a good thing, it's not a fun thing. It's a scary thing. So these people, not the council, have got out with shovels, dug a little trench so this water can run off to a ditch, which is 6 feet off the side of the road, which the council haven't done. There's no drain there, nothing like that. Also, not every road has drains because there's not a place for water to go all the time, which is another issue, but how can you deal without more drainage? So with thousands of miles of rural roads, heavy farm traffic and harsh winter weather, potholes are inevitable in Lincolnshire. It is just something we have to live with. Now, whether something will be done about them to make these roads better for us to drive on, I highly doubt it. Our councils will forever do things on the cheap. They love to do things on the cheap, which means not strong roads. Now, very rarely they'll build a good, strong road nowadays. The council have got to do something at some point, and I reckon there's a sneaky reason as to why they haven't replied to my email. So there we have it. I hope this has given you a little bit of an insight onto the potholes in Lincolnshire and why it takes the council so long to do something about them with the amount of reports that they have. Also, just the fact that there's no care for our cars, the damage that is happening to them, the heavy weight of these newer vehicles, especially something like an electric vehicle can weigh 2 to 3 times more than your car would from 10 years ago. The roads need a redesign, and I can't see that happening anytime soon. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of video. I know it's slightly different to what I normally film, but I'm trying to kind of change the way that I film a little bit. What do you think to the whole pothole situation? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you.